Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're doing my 2023 year-end top 10s, and this is going to be my number 8 featherweight in the world right now, the now former WBO champion, Robeisy Ramirez. Ramirez entered the year not ranked. You know, he was an Olympic gold medalist, I think a 2-time. He's like Lomachenko and Regan Diao, I believe. And he entered the year really with a lot of promise. He was in contention. He just didn't have that golden victory yet that put him in the top 10. And you know, featherweight's usually a loaded division, so he hadn't done quite enough, but he was right on the bubble. And then in April, he got a major opportunity to compete for the vacant title when he would take on former 122-pound champ Isaac Dogboe. And he would cleanly outbox and outwork Isaac Dogboe over 12 rounds to a clean 12-round unanimous decision as he captured his first world title. Then in July, on the NUA Fulton undercard, he would return and take on some Japanese fighter named Shimizu and would dominate him, stopping him in 5 rounds to successfully defend his title for the first time. Then in December, he took a risky fight against the 6-inch taller and 6-inch bigger reach advantage undefeated Mexican Rafael Espinosa. I thought that was a mistake from the get-go. Even though Espinosa hadn't really fought anybody, I thought it was a mistake in terms of size. You know, that could really go wrong for a fighter. And it did go wrong. Espinosa was doing well. It was a good, close battle early on, but Espinosa seemed to be winning majority of the rounds, and then Ramirez caught him with a fucking clean punch and put Espinosa down hard. Espinosa barely made it, to his feet and to be able to last until the next round. And then he's the definition of saved by the bell. And then he would turn it on in the second half of the fight, get back into it, and in an absolute war and a fight of the year candidate, him and Ramirez would go toe to toe, but Espinosa would close the fight out strong and win a close 12-round split decision over Robeisy Ramirez, or majority decision, I'm sorry, to become the new WBO champion. And Ramirez, just like that, within 1 year, would capture the title and then lose it at 126. So heading into this year, I got him number 8 in the division. I do believe that Ramirez, he was definitely devastated. You saw him crying. He's got a lot of personal issues to deal with. So it was a very emotional fight. But, you know, the guy's 29 years old. His highest ranking is number 4 by the WBO right now, the division he lost. He's 13-2 with 8 knockouts. He's still a highly talented fighter, and I really do believe a rematch with Espinosa could very well be on the table. I really do believe that, because Espinosa, said after the fight, hey, he gave me the opportunity, I'd be happy to give it to him. The thing that might hang it up, at least for the moment, is Espinosa might have to make a mandatory defense. He might, because the last time a mandatory fight happened was when Ramirez defeated Dogboe in April of last year, and 2 optional defenses had happened in between. So if the WBO will allow a rematch and both fighters want it, they could rematch next. But I still would love to see the rematch, even if there's a fight in between. Actually, a fight in between might be better for Dogboe. He might, if Espinosa goes and fights the number 1 contender, Arnold K. guy, and then maybe you throw Ramirez in there against either Sergio Sanchez, the number 3 contender in the WBO, or he even fights somebody like a Joet Gonzalez, who is always can be ranked in the WBO and is a veteran that fights for top rank and a good fighter, then Ramirez will set himself up potentially for a rematch with Espinosa. But I really have a hard time believing that Ramirez and Espinosa are not going to rematch this year. But they could not, because you have Kolmatov, the WBA champion. Well, he's projected to beat Raymond Ford. I'm not handing him the belt, but most people feel he's going to beat Raymond Ford. And then Luis Alberto Lopez is the IBF champion. So unification is a tease that could definitely happen and maybe pull Espinosa in that direction. But I'm hoping Ramirez gets a rematch. If not, at least builds himself into another title shot. He's an attractive fighter to watch. You know, a lot of people enjoy watching him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he earns himself a world title shot and in 20, you know, gets back into the mix, or at least gets himself right back to the front of the line. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. That's what I got. That's my 2023 top 10 on my number 8 featherweight in the world right now at 126 pounds, the former WBO champion, Robeisy Ramirez. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.